I'm State Senator Geraldine Thompson, and I want to thank you for joining us this morning as I announce that I have filed Senate Bill 904. Senate Bill 904 will clarify that parent abuse is the same as any other form of domestic abuse. Right now, when a parent is abused by a child, that parent has no place to go. There is no filing provision in terms of documenting parental abuse, and Senate Bill 904 will make sure that in the future parents know that they have some place to go, that there are penalties for parent abuse, and that we will be able to track this crime just as we began to track domestic abuse a number of years ago. And what motivated me to file this bill was the death of Rosemary Pate at the hands of her son. She had an injunction, she'd filed an injunction against him. She had done everything that she could do. She put additional locks on her bedroom doors, all to protect herself from an abusive child. In the end, none of that proved successful because he killed her, stabbed her to death, and we want to make sure that in the future we will have a process for parents to take advantage of when they are subjected to abuse by their children.
My sister, as you can see in this picture, was a very beautiful woman. She's a professional. She was a 30-year veteran for Lockheed Martin. She was a senior contracts manager. Some may ask, what does an abused parent look like? Here it is. Someone you know, a neighbor, a friend, even a family member. Just an everyday, regular, hardworking, educated woman. That's what my sister was. My sister confided in me that when she confided in family, friends, co-workers, colleagues, she was left feeling embarrassed. The finger was pointed at her as if she failed as a parent. And because of that, she learned to keep silent. However, she did confide in me. Therefore, I ask that everyone not judge her, and please open your heart and attempt to understand that one size does not fit all. Sometimes good parents have bad children. Sometimes bad parents have good children. Let's embrace these parents who are struggling, but at the same time, they're loving their kids the same way you love your kids.
Disturbing new details in the murder of a local mother.
Her own teenage son is one of 3 people charged with the crime, and tonight Local 6 is uncovering new information about their troubled past. It all surrounds the death of 52-year-old Rosemary Pate. She was found dead in her Ocoee home just a day ago. Lisa Bell is live outside the jail tonight where 3 suspects are being held. Lisa, she actually took out a domestic violence injunction against her son last October.
She did, Lauren, apparently afraid that he was going to kill her, but that injunction expired in April. Now, we were the only ones to speak to the victim's other family members tonight. They told us they had no idea about the mother and son's rocky relationship.
I really don't have anything to say about him right now.
Tiffany Kelly says her family is in shock tonight, dealing with not one, but now 2 tragedies. Just yesterday, police found her aunt, 52-year-old Rosemary Pate, murdered. Today, detectives arrested Pate's own son, 19-year-old Everett Pate, charging him with the crime. Kelly says the family hasn't received any information.
We're, of course, devastated by the loss. We are certainly hoping that we do get a resolution and find out exactly what has happened.
The ultimate betrayal. My goodness.
Residents in the tight-knit community tell Local 6 Pate had worked at Lockheed Martin for 30 years, was a volunteer, an avid cyclist, and a devoted mom to her only son. We found these pictures of Pate in happier times, celebrating her birthday last year with her son and his girlfriend, Haley Ellis, who is now also accused of destroying evidence and stealing Pate's cars after the murder.
It's just devastating to hear that your own blood or your own son would even think that, especially since, you know, she was a very nurturing person.
Now, in addition to Pate's son and his girlfriend, 19-year-old Haley Ellis, a third suspect, 20-year-old Shakir Ricketts, was also charged with destroying evidence and stealing Pate's car. Neighbors tell us although they are stunned by everything that's happened, they did notice some police activity outside the home about a year ago. The police had actually surrounded the home, told Pate's son to come out with his hands up, but they said they had never thought that it would get to this point.
Many families live with youth who have demonstrated a pattern of abuse towards their parents. They suffer guilt and shame, making it difficult for them to come forward. What makes this story different today is a parent has decided to step out of the shadows and tell their story of abuse. Rosemary Pate died at the hands of her son. Her son is now charged with murder, but she lived for more than 10 years of an abusive relationship with her son. What makes parent abuse different from any other form of abuse is that the victim parent is also legally responsible for the minor child. Rosemary's case is not the only case like this. They have occurred in Oklahoma, Port St. Lucie, Brevard County, Cape Corals, Naples, Pensacola, and more. And in more recent times in Virginia State Senator Cree Diggs, who was nearly killed by his son. Well, Cree Diggs is doing the same thing in Virginia that we're doing here. He's asked his Senate to pass bills that extends services to families who are dealing with abuse.